Guess how many jobs were added in February? The BLS jobs report came out this morning showing a cool 275,000 jobs added in February. That's not like seasonal holiday hiring, guys. But guess how many jobs were subtracted from January's number? The number that comes out, moves markets, influences policy. Oh, they just subtracted 50,000 jobs. Does anyone else feel like this is some sick game where the jobs market comes out, blows out the market with some wild number, and then gets revised down significantly next month, but nobody talks about that? That's shh. The impact on the market wasn't huge today, so thank God for that. Interest rates are slowly backing off the 7% based on some decent data and some friendly Fed commentary the past few days. But here's the thing, I've noticed buyers becoming way less rate focused. Probably because they're simply exhausted with all of the ups and downs, or they've just made their peace with a higher interest rate and trying to figure out a strategy that works for them to still buy a home. Honestly, all in all, I'm not 100% sure why they're less rate focused. I think they really just need a minute. Like, it's too much urgency all the time, and they just need a minute. Here's the question that I think we all need to be asking instead of focusing on interest rates. And it's maybe a question you're posing yourself right now, or maybe a question that you need to direct at your clients. Why is buying a home a goal for you? Why do you want to do this in the first place? I had a really interesting conversation with a client who is generally discouraged by the monthly payments and home prices right now. And he's caught in a rent cycle. If you're not familiar with what the rent cycle is, it's that, like, think about it like this. When you make more money, you don't tend to save more money. Your lifestyle tends to expand and just cost more. So when you're renting, even though it's less than what you'd be paying for a mortgage, odds are you're not saving that money, right? Like, you're spending it on other stuff. So your lifestyle expands, which traps you in the rent cycle because you're never able to save the money for a down payment. Plus, you aren't really building any wealth through a forced savings account, right? But I hesitated to say that because I'm not rent shaming anyone right now. The truth is that priorities have shifted at the same time that economic challenges have multiplied. I've seen firsthand that borrowers who are attempting to get qualified to buy a home are dealing with stagnant wages, student loan debt, and the never-ending occurrence of wild-ass black swan economic events that you would never foresee coming happening every few years. Also, people want different things from life than they did when home ownership became the American dream. Guys, that was back in the 18th century when Thomas Jefferson promoted home ownership by supporting policies that encouraged citizens to own land. How much has changed since the 18th century? We've come a long ways. Maybe forward, maybe backwards, maybe sideways. All I'm saying is things are very different. I know for sure, younger generations are no longer defining success as home ownership. They're way, way more focused on personal fulfillment than that kind of stuff. Do you only want to buy a home because you think you're supposed to? Have you been rent shamed? Or do you have a reason that this is really important to you? After a few minutes of considering and kind of going back and forth, and my client realizing that, shit, I think I really have only been doing this because I think that's what I'm supposed to do. Let me think about why I actually want to buy a home. He realized he wants to buy something with a little bit of space, a little bit of land that he could slowly make his own over time, that he would never have to feel like is going to be taken away from him or the amount that he has to pay to live there change. He just wants something to settle down into at this phase of his life. And I was like, okay, now we're on to something. Because here's the deal. If I, or if you are the real estate professional advising someone, if we know why you want to buy a home, I can tailor a much more specific financing strategy for you. More importantly, I can give you an honest answer about whether right now is the right time for you personally to buy. This is the kind of introspection we need to walk our clients through right now. And honestly, we also need to build all our marketing around this. Our messaging needs to be around this. I'm starting an 8-week coaching program this coming Tuesday on how to use psychology in your business and in your marketing plan. It's called Mind Over Markets, and I think you guys should join me if any of the following applies to you, okay? If you feel like you have a hard time articulating what sets you apart as a real estate advisor, whether that's as a realtor or a lender, and you have a hard time articulating it convincingly. If you feel behind or like you can't compete or like you have a little bit of imposter syndrome. If you want to market yourself without feeling like a fool/tool, this program is what you need. To be honest, this program is what you've been needing for quite some time. The link to sign up is below. Also, I'm doing a completely free masterclass on Monday for loan officers and realtors. It's called How to Deal with the Angriest of Clients. And it's not only going to be helpful because Lord knows people are mentally unstable right now and they have no problem taking it out on their realtor or their lender. This class is also going to be very entertaining. It's going to be 30 minutes on Monday at 11. Register so you don't miss out. Lastly, you guys are fucking amazing. If you were there yesterday, you know what I'm talking about. The Futurist Female raised somewhere around $12,000. We're still tallying up those numbers. But get this, a man who was there felt so moved by the cause. He's a girl dad. He sees what we're doing to improve future generations. He has agreed to match what we raised. He's incredible. You guys are incredible. And together we've done something incredible. I wouldn't be able to find the words to properly articulate what this means to me and to the Women and Children Center of the Sierra. So I'm just going to say that I will never forget it. Community is an amazing, powerful, powerful thing.